Hey y'all, welcome to our channel. I hope you are doing well. So today we are going to discuss about the frequently asked interview question, that is what is capture list, and we have to give some of the output predictions like how the output would be. So basically we know like when we are making a closure, in the closure we have the list of variables that could be used in the closure for putting the values. Okay, so let's initially first start with the simple example. Like this is my variable a of int type, and here I will have one closure, and that's a normal closure that we declare. I am not taking as of now some different or tough example. So here is my closure, and in this closure what I will do, I will take the value, like this closure will take a value of int type. Simple. Okay, and we will be using this value of int type, and as of now I'm not doing anything. I will just return the value. We can print the message like val is equals to and then this variable name. This is simple that you were doing since beginning. This is how we are using closures since beginning, and this is nothing as of now fancy. So here when you will just call your closure, and you can call this, and let's give it any value. So let's say as of now I'm giving 100. So you can see like when the we have the value as 100. So this was a simple pretty thing that we are using in the closure. So now what happens in the capture list is like if you have some variables that are outside the scope of this closure, like let's say we have a variable here a and we want to capture it in the closure, what we can do, we can declare that variable. So you can say, hey, I can declare this a and comma, it will work. No. So in capture list we have a format, like within the square brackets we have to declare them. Okay, so like this you can see now things are working pretty fine. As you can see, I have the control over here of this a variable. Now if I print the value of a, I can get the initial value. Since a is a reference, is not a reference type, it is a value type, so you would be expecting the value of a that was initially before the closure was being captured, or before the closure was being, before the compiler came to this point, came to the closure. Okay, so as you can see here the value is 10. Okay, so if I just reiterate over the value of a and I make it to 20, you can see here the value is 20. Why? Because till the point the compiler has not computed the closure as of now. Now if I give the value to a something 99, now you will see the magic over here, that now the a value is not been updated. It is 20, that is the last value before the compiler came to the closure. So what happens in the capture list when we are using of value type variables? As you know, this was a value type variable. So when we are using the value type variable, the values that are declared for that variable in the capture list before the closure was being compiled by the compiler, that value or that value would be considered as its initial value in the capture list, and we will be using that for the value type data. As you can see, once the closure was being compiled by the compiler, then if you give any value, this is being a value type, it value is not been reflected in this capture list. So that is the main point here to see in the value type. Okay, so what we can do, like this is for the value type. Why it is happening? Because value type we are passing the copy to it. So once we are having the copy to it, what we are doing, 20, a value of copy is being passed, and since value type do not share their address, they pass their copy. That is why when the a value after the closure is been captured by the compiler, the a value is not been updated. Since the a value is 99 as of now, but before the closure was being captured, the a latest value 20 that was in compiler, that was being passed to here. So that is the main thing. Now you have a reference type. When you have a reference type, things are pretty different, luckily. So let's say we have a class over here and this is of test type, and we have a variable, let's say var unit, and we can have it of int type, and let us take the value as 89. Now you will see the difference here when I am passing the value, and now here again I call the closure, let's say closure for class. Okay, so like this we will have, and what we can do now, we will first make an object, like we can make some object like where obj is equals to test. Simple. Now if I use in the capture list this object, So here it is, and you can see, and if I print the value obj, and let's take the value for the unit. Okay, you see initially we got the value. Okay, so I have to call that closure, my bad, closure, simple. So now what do you see, like initially when we call the value we got it 89. Okay, because when the compiler was on this, hit compile, it made an object, and then this 89 value was put into the object, and then the closure for the class was being called. Okay, and then whatever the value was, it was captured. But now you see the difference. Now after the test, if I change the value of obj.unit is equals to, let's say I make it to 1. Despite the fact the closure was being called, and then after that we called the value, since the value is again been updated to the latest one. But as we saw in the call by, we have value type, the value was not updated. It is because we have the object type, and we know like object type is a reference type, and in the reference type we are passing the address. So here obj address was passed to the closure, and when any change to this address was made, basically what we are doing, we are going to that address and getting the value, because obj is basically have storing the address, and when the values are being changed in that address, the values that are being changed are reflected. And that's why whenever we change the value, even after the bin closure in the capture list being captured, after that also we can see the values that have been latest are being updated to us. So now the main point is, you have a capture list. Now if you want to have another variables, like you have a closure that takes some input variables also, like here I have to put some input variables. What you can do, simply you can declare like value, and that could be of int type. So here now you see it gave me the error, like we have to pass the value. Okay, so here you can see we have to insert the value of int type. Simple, as we got it. So here let's say 999 is the value, and if we print that value, we whatever value in the closure, we will get this value is equals to, and there we are, value. So this is the main important thing in the capture list you need to be aware of, like whatever value that you are having in the capture list, you need to check what is the value type. If it is of value type, then what is the value of it? It is a value type, yeah. Then whatever the latest value before the closure was the value of that variable, particularly that would be the part of this. But if it is of a reference type, then you do not need to worry. You need to check what is the last value that has been updated for that reference variable, and that you have to consider. So here main important is, like in the interviews, like these type of output questions you could be asked, and then you can see like people could ask, like if we have a capture list, then do we have the facility for the closure so that they can have their own values in the taken? Yes. So here we have the own value that the closure can take, and this is the capture list. So how to identify which is the capture list and which is the value for the closure? The point is like square brackets. Square brackets indicates for the user, like these are the capture list values, and the normal are being declared within the round braces. So this is the main important difference. As you can see here also, by this you can see like a is a part of the capture list and value is the part of the closure variables. And you can declare multiple, you can have as many n number of variables in your capture list. So here I can take a again as the part of the capture list. So what I can do, so here the a was the value type, we can use both. So here you can see I am using obj as well as a also, and here I can print the value. Here simply again a is equals to, and then we can have the value a here. And here you see now what latest value was 99. So here we got the latest value as 99. As you can see, the latest value is being printed. So you can have n number of variables that you want in your capture list. The same you can have for the closure variables, like here you can have it. So this is how you declare a capture list and how you can have multiple variables in it. So I hope you like this video. If you like this video, do comment in the comment section of this video, put any feedback you want to have, and the code snippet is in the description box of this video. You can go to the GitHub and use this code. That's it for this video. Thank you so much.